Let's talk Tanya for the 24th of Cheshvan of a leap year. Today we start a new chapter in Igeres HaKodesh, chapter 31. And from the contents of this chapter, it's apparent that it was a letter that the Alter Rebbe sent to a community of Hasidim that were fractured and embroiled in dispute. The Alter Rebbe cites a teaching from the Zohar, which is interesting. The Zohar tells us that during Galus, the Shechinah, the divine presence, is ill, is under the weather. What does that mean that the Shechinah is ill? So Alter Rebbe explains, in the human body, the source of the life force of the body is in the heart. And this life force is transmitted to all the limbs by way of the blood, which is pumped by the heart. And that's why the circulation is so important, the circulation of the blood, and the blood which contains this life force. It's so important that the blood should circulate properly through all the limbs. And for this reason, all the limbs need to work together with each other, in harmony with each other, because if, God forbid, one of the limbs is damaged, and that causes a problem in the circulation, because that causes a problem in the connection between the limbs, that makes a person sick. It's not only that the limbs become sick, but you realize the blood and the life force is pumped into the limbs, and from there it goes back to the heart. And if the circulation isn't working properly, the blood doesn't circulate properly back to the heart, and the heart also becomes ill. In the nimshal, in the analog, what does this mean? The Shechinah is the heart. It is the throbbing, pulsating heart of creation, which is constantly pumping life energy into creation. What are the limbs of the Shechinah? The limbs of the Shechinah are the Jewish people. Every single one of us, we are a limb of the Shechinah. And therefore, the life force for all of creation circulates through us, back and forth, goes back to the Shechinah, just like the blood circulates back to the heart. And when we have Avos Yisrael and Achdus Yisrael, when we're all united, and when we love each other, then the circulation is running properly. We are well, the Shechinah is well, and by the way, all of creation is well also, because the life force is circulating properly. But if, God forbid, we are not united, we are not one, we are causing a problem in the circulation, which causes us to be ill, but even more than that, it causes the Shechinah itself also to be ill. And that is why our sages tell us that this galus, this exile that we are in, what was it caused by? Sinas chinam, infighting, baseless hatred. And that is what caused the illness, our illness, the illness of the Shechinah, which manifests and expresses itself as galus. And therefore, the obvious conclusion we can reach from this is that if we want to bring Mashiach, and we want to bring Mashiach now, the way to do so is by making sure the circulation is working well, we are all united with each other, and the life force is pumping through us properly, and this way the Shechinah recovers, we recover, and we have Mashiach. That is chapter 31 of Igeres HaKodesh. Tomorrow, we will do chapter 32 in Igeres HaKodesh, the final chapter of this part of Tanya.